What is up, good people? Jungle Link here. Hope you're doing well. Saturday, May 4th, 2024. This is your crypto news. First out the gates, XRP. Can it be number one? In what I think is the most important category, you best bet it can. We'll talk about it. Are XRP ledger fees too high? That's kind of counterintuitive. One of the strengths of the XRP ledger, low fees, fast transactions, but I think for some of its features, the fees are far too high. We'll break it down. Michael Saylor, he went on this delusional rant. We'll talk a little bit about it. We're not going to waste too much time on that. Tether, I want to set the record straight because they just had a record-setting quarter. I see some people on Twitter thinking that I'm some kind of Tether maxi or Tether bull. That's not correct. It's just I like to state the facts and, kind of go over the current day reality, of course. But I think we need to discuss a little bit here. And lastly, XRP Las Vegas. Some people I see online are very negative about this event, asking what is the point of this? I think it's vitally important. We'll break it down and get into it. Now, before we do, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell. Helps out the channel an awful lot. XRP, can it be number one in this key attribute? What am I talking about? Well, users of the network. I don't think there's any more important metric than that. How many people are you onboarding? How many people are actually using the network? Now, here's the surprising thing. What is the number one blockchain for this key metric? Well, it's Tron, and by quite a bit. Tron has 54.7 million users as of April 2024. Why is that? Why does it have more than BNB, Solana, Ethereum? Well, it's usable stablecoins. You have people in markets where they may not have access to banking, or they want to escape the local currency and get a digital dollar that they can use in their everyday lives. And Tron gives them efficient and fast and cheap payments. And so when you look at the XRP ledger, now introducing usable stablecoins. And I think when you have, a stablecoin by Ripple, it's not going to jump straight to number one, but it's going to be a world-class experience. And as you see, market share going over to that stablecoin, I think it will pull Tether and Circle. Both are also under the XRP ledger that will just make the network much more robust. Now, here's the deal. If you had to trust your value that you absolutely need to survive, your money for food for the day or to pay bills or whatever you're doing, are you going to trust ultimately Tron or the XRP ledger? And again, nothing against Tron. It's a fine network. It's functioning. It's widely used as we can see. But if it came down to it, the money I needed to survive, I would go with the XRP ledger any day of the week. I think this is so massive. We are getting usable stablecoins onto the network, not just GateHub IOUs, but once people are going to want to use, it's going to bring people on chain. And then it gets that much easier to have them invest in XRP because they already have their digital currency sitting in that XRP wallet. They can put it in pools to earn. They can do swaps for other assets. It's just going to turbocharge the adoption of this blockchain. It's a massive move that's been needed for a long time. And I think we can see not only the XRP ledger growth, just be turbocharged, but start drifting up towards that number one spot. Now, I will point this one thing out. When we look at Ethereum, it's a little bit underreported in some ways because Polygon is part of that ecosystem, and so is Base and Arbitrum and Optimism. Like, that's kind of broken down into a few different chains there, of course. So Ethereum is bigger really than that 12 million we see at number 6. But still, Tron is far and away the number one blockchain for actual users as of April. And I think that is an area that the XRP ledger can really compete in and start bringing people on chain. And to me, that is long-term the most important statistic of all. Now, are XRP ledger fees too high? Kind of strange because the one thing we talk about is, well, the XRP ledger is so efficient and payments are so cheap. And that is correct, but we see what Daniel says. Apparently, I haven't been very clear, so let me stress this out again. I want to lower fees for account activation and trust lines. Why does he care about this? Well, he's a builder on the XRP ledger, and he understands these are roadblocks to getting people to use the XRP ledger in a practical way and maybe adopt his project or other projects. He understands this firsthand. When we look at it right now, you want to activate a wallet, it's 10 XRP that you got to lock up. This is silly. We want people activating wallets, using the XRP ledger. We're trying to onboard people, not put, barriers in front of them. That is far too expensive. We need, just like on Bitcoin, you can have a wallet for free, or Ethereum, like there should be no cost, or if you want to have some sort of fee there, just make it very small. 2XRP just to add a trust line. So if I want to invest in a token and hold it self-custody, I gotta, pay 2XRP. If I want to trade for that crypto, I gotta pay 2XRP, lock it up. Yeah, I might get it back later, but this becomes annoying. What if someone wants to hold 10 coins, 20 coins, 30 coins? Like, we want that. We want more adoption. We want people using this network. 2XRP, just for the ability to hold the coin in your wallet, is nuts. You need to bring these fees drastically down. I know everyone's going to yell about spam and all this stuff. These fees don't get in the way of spammers. We've seen the Chinese yuan spammers that just around the clock do transactions. These fees do nothing to stop that. This just stops the everyday person from adding more coins to their wallet or adding new wallets. It's just a roadblock. It's a barrier, and they need to really think about this carefully and bring those fees down so it's as cheap to have a wallet as it is to use the XRP ledger. XRP on-chain oracles here. We have an update from VET. They've been testing this feature, so this is you can link up to Flare FTSOs or to Link or something like that and bring price feeds directly on-chain. This is a very important feature for the future of DeFi and the XRP ledger. The good news is we have not seen any degradation of performance by having this, and so that's so important. There's so many features we would like, but what happens if they make the ledger run slow or problematic? And so we always have to do this. We have to say, okay, this is important. Let's try it out. And so far, there's been no issues with on-chain oracles and testing. And I think that's vital because we really, really need this if we're going to have true DeFi in the XRP ledger. And it's good to hear the testing's going along. The XRP ledger of your grandpa's era ain't going to be nothing like what it looks like in a year or two from now. They are quickly adopting this network into the modern era. So important. XRP Las Vegas. What's the point? I see a lot of people saying that. We see what Brad says here. Very excited to see the number of XRP community-led events. That's important. Growing this year with XRP Gold Coast. Big event there in March. And XRP Las Vegas, he said, starting tomorrow. Of course, this is a post from the past. We need this. This grows the brand of the XRP ledger. This grows community. This grows adoption. This type of thing is important, and Ripple, the company, can't do all of this. Again, you need this community-led type of event, and we see Brad Kimes here putting on, again, a world-class event. So important here, doing a great job. And so these aren't just like celebrating Bentley time popping bottles. These are kind of what leads to that. This is what helps grow that awareness. And again, like bringing the type of people to this conference, like Brad himself and Michael Arrington, to talk to everyone is just fantastic. Even though we're not to that endpoint where we want to go, truth is we will never be at an endpoint. This is a continuous process. This is part of the process. We see this with Bitcoin, even if it's a down year, they have their conferences. Ethereum, they've had bad years, of course. They have these conferences. This is what you need. Again, this is not about celebrating. This is a key tool into adoption and growing this community. Now, am I a Tether maxi? I see people accusing me of this. I think we just have to recognize that Tether is, the biggest stablecoin in the world. It has the most liquidity. It's the most used. That's just stating facts. We just see they had their biggest profit quarter ever, where they made billions of dollars in a singular quarter. Good for them. What I would tell you is there's not a stablecoin out there, whether it's Tether, Circle, even Ripple stablecoin when it comes out. There's not enough protections out here. There's not enough monitoring of this. This is why we need new rules. None of them are safe. So like if Tether blows up in your face, don't yell at me. I'm just stating it is the number one stablecoin by a country mile if you're doing a trade into something, likely you're using Tether. But none of these coins are safe. We really need new regulations. We need to monitor these people to make sure they are holding all the reserves they say. I know they go through audits and all this kind of stuff, but it's not the same. You need these government mandates to make sure they are holding all the collateral and they are safe as they say they are. We saw with Circle. I actually trust Circle more than I do Tether, and they almost blew up because they had all their money there in Silicon Valley Bank, and the bank went under. And if the government wouldn't have stepped in there, people would have had catastrophic losses. Like, this is unacceptable. Trust me, if Circle has problems, there's weak points in Tether system as well. And so this is why we need to see global regulations and oversight over stable coins. When we look at crypto, code is law, but with stable coins, there's that element of trust. We have to trust the custodian, and we just need more regulations there. So I'm not saying Tether's perfect. I'm not saying there'll never be any problems. You can't say that about any stable coin. But the fact today is This is a monster. It's the number one adopted, stablecoin in the world, and it's widely used. That's all I'm saying there. Lastly, we saw this rant by Michael Saylor. And he goes off saying, well, Ethereum's a security, BNB's a security, XRP, ADA. First of all, we already know XRP is not. A judge ruled that. Doesn't matter what Michael Saylor wants to say. The law says XRP is not a security. But furthermore, he's looking at the altcoin market, and it is quite different than what we see with Bitcoin. But that doesn't mean you disregard it. Fast payments are important. DeFi is important. Gaming is going to be a big area of adoption. To just disregard all of that is infantile. It's silly. These are going to be valuable use cases for blockchain. Bitcoin can't compete there. If it tries to, it loses everything that makes it great. So no one can do everything. Of course, altcoins will play their role, and some of them may be even bigger than just having sound money. I don't know how the future plays out, but this is a silly mentality that one network is going to be the only one to solve all problems. Life don't work like that. It'd be like saying one tech company is going to do it all. No, you're going to see a lot of value built out of altcoins. Understand there is some more risk there. But even from a regulatory standpoint, Bitcoin's not immune. What is the federal government doing right now with their draconian policy? They're trying to go after self-custody. That's not just self-custody of altcoins. We're talking Bitcoin as well. If they get their way on this stuff, this is going to harm Bitcoin in a lot of ways. And we've seen this happen in other countries too, like China tried to outlaw it. Didn't work. They won't stop this, but they could really make it bad for investors and users of these networks in the U.S. for at least a period of time. We will win long term, but there are risks for everything in cryptocurrencies. This is so early. Doesn't mean that Michael Saylor isn't right about a lot of things he says. Doesn't mean he's not a visionary. But when he just disregards altcoins, it's just a silly mentality. I think for him, it'd be best to say, there's just too much risk there. It's too early. As an institutional investor, Bitcoin's the pick for us right now, and we will continue to monitor altcoins and may allocate some funds there when it's time. That would be like a realistic and truthful way to look at all of this. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.